Are you aware that some men are worse than anything that could happen to you, either in relationship or in marriage as a woman? Okay, as a man, have you asked yourself a question? Out of the 5 girls or 6 girls you dated, it wasn't as if you were there for a cruise. You were actually there for a serious business. But 5 of these people or 6 of these persons have gotten married and they are living comfortably with their husband without issues. You won't ask yourself question, am I the problem or were they the issue? Apparently, they walked away because they didn't find you worthy enough to be a husband or to be a father to their unborn children. Now listen, I have met with some men. I have lived with some people by virtue of living abroad. And I can categorically tell you that there are some persons that you will stay with in the same house, in the same apartment, even as a man. If you were to be a woman, you will not agree to marry them. The reason is because they are so horrible. And yet, if there is a breakup, people are quick to say, who knows this woman with this her bad character? Who knows what she has done? Sometimes and most times it's not true. Let me tell you, some men just exist. Some do not know their left from their right. I have said it in my previous video that you have a stick in between your legs doesn't make you a man. That you are a man doesn't make you a father. So the truth about it is you've got to know what you are doing as a man and be able to take up your responsibilities as a man. Now, I watched an interview in a school environment where an interviewer was asking female students that if they were to say, get someone in your house which you will use for money, who will you use? Majority of them said their father. If not all of them were saying their father. And I know some persons will say they were saying their father because their father didn't have money. No, it wasn't because their father didn't have money. There are people that their father do not have money, but they know the effort the man is putting in to make sure that they are comfortable. They know the effort the man is taking, the distance he could go to make sure that his children are comfortable, the distance he could go to protect those children, the distance he could go to sacrifice for them to make sure that these children are good. So those kind of children, you cannot ask them such questions and they will tell you their father. It's not possible because they know that the man is trying. It's just that the economy or the cash is not forthcoming. They know that this man is putting in his best to make sure that they are comfortable. It's not just because the man doesn't have money, but because he doesn't know his responsibility as a man. I know of a man, not that I heard, I know of a particular man that if once money gets into his hand, he will disappear. You won't see him till that money finishes. If the money finishes, he will come back and start making trouble. As a matter of fact, he has some relatives that have money that live abroad. He will call them and tell them, I need money to pay my children's school fees. By the time they send that money to him, he will flee. Nobody will see him till that money will finish. Till the relative now found out that this is his kind of person. They started sending that money to the wife. Now, are you going to tell me that the children of that man will come out tomorrow and be proud of him? And when they ask them such kind of question, they won't say it's their father that they will use. So ask yourself this question as a man. What role are you playing as a man? I have to take this message further in. As a father, beyond providing food for these children, are you also aware that your job didn't just end there? You're supposed to take care of them. You're supposed to discipline them. You're supposed to give them good advice according to their age. As a child, as a teenager, and as a youth. How well are you able to do this thing to make sure that this children's future is secured? Do you know that as a father, there are certain informations that you're supposed to pass on to these children at a certain age, that if you mix to give them that information at that age, their future will be at stake? Do you also know that the bond you want to enjoy with these children at your old age, when you are very old and they are far from you, the reason why they will remember you and come back and say, I've missed my father, I've missed my dad, I want to see him, let me come and see him, is the closeness you built with them now that they are small. How visible are you? Even when you are abroad and you're hustling, and you're trying as much as you can to make sure that they are comfortable, how well are you making yourself visible and available for them to get close to you, build that bond and relationship with them, to enable you have them tomorrow by the time they are far from you, by the time they are old enough to stay on their own? Do you also know that you can do all of these things that you're doing now? Work so hard, pay their school fees and take them to the best school, and give them all the desire to be happy. And at the end of the day, you will lose them. Do you know why? And do you know how? Now, the reason is simple. If you do all these things, take them to the best school, and you don't give them those mentoring, those things that you need to tell them that will secure their future, you will lose them. Yeah, it is your duty as a man to tell them, as tradition demands, this is what you have to do. As a man you are, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to avoid. This is the road you will take. You will succeed. If you take through this route, you're going to be on your own. Whatever you see will be on your head. This road will ruin your life, and this other side is the way forward. These children need steady direction till they are old enough to take care of themselves. As a man, are you also aware that at a certain age, if that child comes of age and things are not working well for that child, it is your responsibility as a father to make moves to make sure that that child is well positioned. Every man's dream is to make sure that his children is better than him. You've got to make that dream a reality, because they'll be the one to keep your name going even after you're gone. Take up your responsibility today and be a good father. God bless you.